Welcome everyone. My name is Iman.
And I'm Amal.
And welcome back to another episode of the Weird and Wonderful podcast. Today we're going to be talking about stuff.
Things, materials.
Things, material things, non-material things, just how much things we have in our lives right now.
Right.
And as I'm just saying these words, I am trying to see my apartment in my head and realize how much stuff I have.
Yeah.
I feel a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. Do you have lots of stuff?
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I would... I not a lot of stuff, but yes, a lot to me. Wait, no, that's... Yeah, okay, fine, yes.
You have a lot of stuff.
I have a lot
Amal
of stuff.
does have a lot of things.
No, I'll give you an example. Like, you
Sure.
know, you lived in an apartment, and then I joined you in that apartment, right?
Yeah, when we were in Canada, yeah.
And then when you left, I had all of your stuff.
You inherited my things.
I inherited all your things, like your cleaning supplies and your face crap and all of that. I don't know. You just left a lot of things. And when it came time for me to clean out the apartment, you know, to come back, I had to move out. And it was just 8 years worth of accumulated things. And it was just so I was actually really angry with you.
Sorry.
Because, you know, all the stuff you left under the sink.
Yeah.
You know, all those creams and, like...
nail polish remover.
And, like, your contact...
lens solution.
Did you even wear contacts?
I did.
Okay. And, yeah, and I was just really mad at you for leaving all of that. But then at the same time, I'm just like, how did I get here? How did I accumulate so many things, you know? And just all these scarves and...
clothes,
yeah.
books, and yeah, when you're a child, you come to this world with nothing. Right. Literally, you are naked when you come here. But when you eventually leave, you will have so much stuff that you've accumulated.
Yeah.
And firstly, I'm very sorry, and I feel very embarrassed that I left you to deal with all of my stuff.
Mama was like, I'm gonna look at it this way. She got everything ready for you, so now you have to clean it up. I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Because I literally moved to Canada with 2 suitcases.
Yeah, but even then, you had to get rid of some stuff at the
did.
airport.
Oh, mashallah. I was going to study abroad for 4 years. That much I knew at that point. I ended up staying for 6, but, you know, I packed as if I was going for 4. And I was at the airport checking in, and they told me that my bag was too heavy. So I had to take out stuff from my bag.
I can't believe you didn't weigh.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, man.
And then, I remember you opened it, and then you had, like, a little alarm clock. You know, blue alarm clock?
I did.
Yeah, and I remember Mama was really irritated with you.
Yeah, I have, like I said, I'm just embarrassed about the amount of things that I have in my life and the amount of things I have accumulated. And when I think back about not only the monetary value of how much I have spent on these things, what am I going to do with them now?
Right.
You know, so recently, in like the past year, I've been listening to these 2 guys called Ryan...
and Josh,
sorry. Yeah, Josh and Ryan. They're called the Minimalists, and just listening to their philosophy about like clutter and having stuff and getting rid of stuff has been very eye-opening to me. I have since done a few declutterings.
Right.
I have now folded my clothes a certain way so that now when I susan them, I have less.
Right.
I have more space, you know. I've done a giveaway, and I've taken part in like a pre-loved pasta thing, which was lots of fun. And I've just come to realize that the value that we put on things does not matter anymore.
Yeah.
And when I look back on, firstly, the house that I left my parents, like, because, you know, I stayed at home, right? And then I moved to Canada. And when I moved to Canada, I got myself a new bed. I got myself a table. I got myself a bookshelf. Now I have a bookshelf. Now I need to fill it up with books. I have a new bathroom. I need to get new toiletries. You know, there was so much stuff that I thought I needed to buy.
Right.
That now I realize I don't need to buy it.
Right.
Who says a house needs to have a couch? Who says,
well,
really? Okay, well, Josh and Ryan talked about this, but it's about like you have all this space in your house and you think you have to fill it. I don't think that's partially true.
You don't what?
Sorry, partially true. I don't. That word came out of nowhere. I don't think that's true.
Right.
You know, I mean, I don't. have to get a TV. I have one because my husband watches TV. But, you know, if I was by myself, I would probably just watch TV on my computer. You know, I don't need a TV.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't need a bookshelf. I don't need books. I want them. And that's the point, is that you put value on something.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily need it. So, yeah.
Well, Miss Minimalist here starts judging me for all the things that I have. Okay, to be fair, I have never been a shopper.
Correct.
Like you.
Correct.
And that's why even still, I still wonder how I end up with all these things, even though I don't buy things. You know, and I don't know how. It just happens. Like, even my closet, like, all the clothes in my closet, I'm like, how did this get here?
Yeah.
You know, and I literally just can't remember. Like, I don't know how. But I have gone through all my clothes, and I've gotten rid of, like, a good margin of it, but I still have a decent amount. And yeah, I'm just really confused.
I think a really good activity for everyone to do would be, it doesn't matter where you live. If you live by yourself, if you live with your family, your parents, whatever, literally walk around your house slowly.
Does this bring me joy?
And no, and just look at the amount of stuff you have.
Right.
And mashallah, you would be amazed. Like, I have like 20 forks and spoons. Why?
Sorry, there was a fly.
But why do I have 20 forks and spoons? Like, 20 forks and 20 spoons. That's 40 utensils in my drawer.
Right.
And we live in a house with 2 people.
Right.
Like Ashraf and myself. You know, sometimes we have parties, but not for like 20 people. So I recently decided that I was going to declutter my life. So what I did was I took out everything in my bathroom. And I realized, I just grabbed it. I just took everything out from all the cupboards, from underneath the sink, whatever. And I just dumped it in my living room. And I was so overwhelmed by the amount of stuff I had. I don't know why I had 3 bottles of nail polish remover.
Yeah, that's what you did to me when you left.
Yeah. Why do I need 3 bottles of nail polish remover?
I don't know.
Why do I have a nail polish that I haven't used in like 6 years?
Right.
You know? So I think there's a photo on Instagram. If you go to my Instagram account, there is a photo that I took of it, and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Right.
I had like 50 face masks.
Yeah.
I didn't even use face masks.
Yeah.
They're sticky and cold.
They are.
You know? So...
Does it actually work?
It depends.
Okay, sorry. Anyway,
so basically what I did was I did the Marie Kondo thing. Like, I picked something up and I asked myself, does this spark joy in my life? And I gave myself a second to answer. If the answer was no, I just gave it away. I didn't think about how much it cost, how far I went to get it, whatever. I just like, you know what, someone else is going to like it.
I do put sentimental value in some things.
You do.
I do. And it's just like I have a box of just like, well, does it count if it's like postcards and things like that? That's okay, right?
Yeah, so I'm sentimental in that in that sense as well.
Yeah.
But I give myself, I'm like, Iman, this is one box.
This is how much you get.
This is how much sentimental CRAP you get to keep.
Right.
And whatever doesn't fit in that box, you gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, even when I think about it, like I have my books, you know, and I have the art supplies that people have gotten me over the years. I didn't even get those for myself. People just assume that because I like art, they can get me
Anything.
art. Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate it when people get me art things. Like, yeah, you know, it's nice that you know that I like art, but at the same time, it's not the stuff that I use, you know? So then it's even more like I have stuff, and then like, you know, I have my books and everything, the books I like to reread. So I think books, I give myself a pass on that. Like,
and that's the thing, you have the power to give yourself whatever pass.
Right.
Like, that's something that the minimalists really preach, is like, you shouldn't let anyone else dictate what is and is not valuable to you. Like, just because to me my books are not quote unquote unvaluable, like if I want to read it again, I'll just go buy myself another copy, it's fine.
right.
But for you, like your books, this copy is valuable to you.
Right. And I like my books. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, no, I think like I recently, yes, even though I have a box of things that I find really sentimental, I recently went through them and I was like, okay, I need to declutter my memories. I need to declutter my sentimental things.
I wouldn't go that far.
Really?
No. I'd keep everything. And I think there's no problem with that.
Amal, I had a pamphlet of like the London Zoo when I went in 2010.
Yeah, so you look at it and then you remember that you went to the zoo in 2010. Like seriously, because I went through my stuff actually just a few days ago, all my little things and my airline. I still have all my airline tickets, all of them.
I still have my airline tickets as well.
And I have all of my train tickets and then like tickets to all the plays that I've been to, and like looking at them, like I remember like, oh yeah, we did this and then we went here, oh yeah, you know, and I like that. I find that valuable. So I don't think of all these little pieces of paper as clutter, because to me they mean something. But then again, I tell myself to not put too much value to it, so if should I lose it one day, I wouldn't be so upset. You know?
Yeah.
Because like I heard the story of somebody who had like a stuffed toy that they slept with every day for like 20 years or something, and then it got burnt in their house. I don't know, but like I remember them being so sad about it. I don't know this person. Someone told me the story. And I was just like, oh man, like that would tear me up too. But then again, that thing is just a thing. It's a stuffed toy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think it's really up to every individual on how they want to place value on things.
Right.
But personally for me, I've just gotten to a point where if I can get rid of it, I want to get rid of it.
No, but for me, another thing that bugs me is if I throw this thing away, is it gonna get recycled? You know, I get really sad about how things aren't properly recycled now, and I don't know what to do about it. You
Fair
know,
enough.
we sort out our trash, but I don't think it's getting recycled.
Right.
You know?
That's a whole nother
That's
podcast.
a whole other thing. But yeah,
that's why I prefer to give things away or donate them.
Yeah, but like just even for me, you know, like the boxes that my things come in.
Amal?
No, I mean I have my computer box and my phone box. Like I have it. Like it's there.
You keep it?
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, what if I need to look at the instruction manual?
You Google it, Amal.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I have it. And that's
okay, that's fine.
the thing.
That's
like
up to you.
I don't know why I just can't throw it out. I don't know why.
What I find really hard to throw out
What?
are mini little bags.
Oh, you mean like paper bags?
No. Those are fine. Like toiletry bags or like makeup bags.
Oh yeah.
Like I used to get them for free whenever I went shopping. Like that's how you can tell like I bought a lot of makeup. They would give me the makeup bags for free. I just can't get rid of it. Like I have a whole range of like Clinique bags that are so gorgeous. I just can't get rid of them, and they're all sitting in my cupboard unused. And I tell myself, Iman, someone else can get use out of it.
Right.
And so I do. I put them in my giveaway pile, but when it's time to give it away,
take it back.
It ends up back in the closet. I'm like, no, just a few more months.
Yeah.
You know.
I understand that.
But the thing is, it's not being used.
Right.
So I think I just have to wait till I get myself to a point where I can't give it away to someone. Because for me, there is no value in keeping it in my closet and not being used. If, mashallah, someone else out there can find use out of it or wear it. That's why when I did my giveaway, I literally picked up something. I'm not going to ask myself, am I going to wear it?
Like, have I worn this?
It's have I worn this in the last
because if
month.
You wanted to, you would have already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I ended up giving a lot of my clothes away.
And our mom wasn't too happy about that.
Oh, she wasn't?
No. Well, not that you gave away all your things. She's like, what is she wearing now? She's got nothing to wear.
That's true.
Yeah. So
no.
I feel like I understand where you're coming from and what you've done. I appreciate. Like I think that's great that you did that. But at the same time, you gotta keep some of your clothes, girl.
No, I find so much satisfaction when you have like your hanging closet, and when your closet is so full, it's hard to like.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I hate that. Yeah. So for a point of time, for a few months, my closet was so free. I could just like, like just like move all the hangers. But my mom has since given me some of her clothes because she thinks like I have none, and now my closet's back to being full.
Well, I read this thing the other day how they say that people shouldn't be hoarders. But the thing is, socioeconomic status plays a role in that. Because when you are less affluent and you get something, right? If you have like a box or something, you're thinking, you know what? I might need to use this in the future. So I keep it.
Right.
so that you can use it in case you need it in the future. But then if you're more affluent, you'd be like, you know what, if I need it in the future, I can just buy another box.
Right.
You know, so I feel like that comes into play as well for some people.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you like get a present and you keep the wrapping paper so that you can use it, reuse it. And I think that that's great for some. Like I do it.
Yeah.
You know,
I keep all the ribbons.
Yeah,
and
so
stuff,
that it can be reused.
So I can reuse it.
So I feel like does that count into what you're talking about, this whole hoarding thing? Should you get rid of those things as well?
If you have a purpose for something,
Right.
then I feel like
but even if the purpose is not right now,
instant,
yeah,
I think that's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
I think that's fine. But like my example of like my 3 bottles of nail polish, I didn't need 3 bottles.
Right.
You know, so I got rid of 2 and I kept 1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wear nail polish anymore, so I got rid of all my nail polish. There was lots of makeup that I had that I had never touched, Amal. I spent like 200.
Where did you get all this from?
Sephora. I spent like 200 ringgit in Sephora buying this like makeup palette, and I never ended up using it. You know why? Because all my palettes are brown. Because I just like different shades of brown. And then, so I was like, I'm just going to give it away. Someone else can use it. Someone else can enjoy this shade of like taupey brown. You know? I just feel very...
Not wearing makeup does have its perks.
Save a lot of money.
Save a lot of money.
And that's the thing too. You spend so much money on stuff.
Right.
And I guess these days you walk into H&M or Uniqlo and you pick up a top and you're like, oh, it's only $50. Do you know 50 ringgit means so much to some people? And it means so much to you. Like, it's still like, it's 50 ringgit. Like, that's like a lunch or something like that. That's like food. That's like groceries for a week. So...
What grocery store are you going to?
Oh, for one person. Yeah, you know, grocery store. But that's what I mean. Like, we sometimes devalue money. And when you put the cost of money into a thing, sorry, I'm touching you so much today. When you put a cost of money into a thing, you tend to look at it as like, it doesn't mean that much anymore.
Can you explain that?
Like, okay, like 50 ringgit, when you hold it in a paper form, you're like, oh wow, okay, 50 ringgit is buying it.
Right.
But then for me, when I put 50 ringgit into a t-shirt and I buy that t-shirt and I take it home, I just like throw it around. I'm like, oh, it's only a 50 ringgit t-shirt.
Right.
It doesn't have that same value as a paper.
Okay.
That's how I feel. So when I am ready to give something away, when I look again at this $50 t-shirt, I'm like, oh, just give it away. It's just 50 ringgit. But then if it was an actual $50 bill, am I really going to give it away?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right. Okay.
By devaluing things. But I think if you are at a state of mind where you just want to get rid of your stuff, you cannot see your things in the value of money anymore.
Right, because you just need to get that done
and
then just don't buy things.
Yeah, because you're really going to think like, oh man, am I really going to give this away? It was so expensive.
Yeah.
But if you are ready to get rid of stuff in your life, that's what you have to do.
And you feel so much lighter too when you get your stuff.
So much lighter.
Because you don't have to think about all that.
Yeah, and then because now, you know, in our apartment, it's just Ashraf and I, we have like 10 mugs and like 15 cups. And I'm like, who else are we feeding here? Like, it's just us. So I just kept 2 mugs. One for him, one for me.
Yeah,
I
got
rid of all the other mugs. Oh, really?
4.
Okay. Well, it's okay because the next week I went to IKEA with Mama and she bought me 2 more.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, yeah. So,
IKEA is so dangerous.
yes. Don't go to IKEA if you don't need to go to IKEA.
Oh, mashallah. I was at IKEA with someone the other day. We were just eating. And then the person just goes, what do I need to buy? And I thought that is such a strange sentence to say.
No, I think what she means is that I'm already all the way in IKEA.
Really?
I might as well, like, is there something that I needed? Because, you know, you usually when you're going through things, you're doing something, you're like, oh, yeah, I need that Velcro thing for my wires. You know? And you're like, okay, yeah, next time I go to IKEA. So I think that's what she meant.
But for me, in that moment, I read it as like,
that's so weird. Why are you asking yourself what you need to buy?
Yeah, like, oh, I'm here. I should buy something. But
Right.
that's the thing. You don't need to buy something.
Right.
You don't need to walk into a store and buy a shirt.
You're right.
You don't need it.
But that being said, why do you feel good when you buy something?
It's a temporary high. Because you're like, oh, I'm walking home with something new. Something to add to my collection of flibbity gibbets. You know, like things. What is that song in Ariel?
Thingamabobs.
Thingamabobs. flippity gibbets.
Yeah, like I wonder why that happens. Though it's like that fresh feeling of ownership. Like, ooh, this is mine now. Ooh.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
look at this like paper bag. It smells so good.
Yeah.
You know. It's another dangerous place.
What?
People who have gone to England, Primark.
Yeah.
Primark is dangerous, man.
Because everything is quote unquote cheap.
Yeah.
You think like
it's a £1 shirt. It's a £1 pant. It's a £1 sock. You know, like I can buy this whole tube of conditioner for £1. And I went to IKEA. Primark. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, I went twice this year.
And you got a lot of things.
I got a lot. I had to buy a new suitcase just to fit my stuff.
Right? Yeah. You see what it is?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. You can't escape it.
Consumerism. You can, Amal, if you are strong.
Yeah, you're not.
I was not strong. I got to the point where I went to the checkout,
right?
And the girl was like, ma'am, the paper bag won't fit all your things. Would you like a reusable bag? It is extra large, only £2. And I was like, and it's Harry Potter themed. Yes, I will buy it. You know, like it's
that was a terrible accent, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Sorry to all British people out there. I'm a bit out of practice.
Stop.
It's okay, stop. But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you have, and Amal, I promise you, half of the stuff that I
bought
brought back,
Primark,
not even half, a fourth.
Mm-hmm.
A fourth.
That's a quarter.
A quarter of the stuff, I gave it all away.
Right.
And I don't even want to think to myself how much monetary value that was.
Right.
Because that was my hard-earned cash.
Right.
That I literally paid for to give to other people.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. You know, that's their riziki. But I need to be smarter.
Yeah. See, I feel like you and I would buy more expensive things once in a while. You know? Like I'd splurge on like a pair of pants from Uniqlo or something because they're comfortable, and you've seen me wear these pants for every episode. These are Uniqlo pants and they're the best purchase that I've made.
I am also wearing them today. Year. Shout out.
Yeah, so
yeah.
You know, I feel like,
you know what, and Uniqlo is not cheap.
No, it's not. And see, that's for me, my problem is because in my head, I don't buy a lot of things. That's okay for me to spend a little extra.
Yeah.
And then I end up spending quite a lot. You know? That's what happens to me in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I don't buy things that often. That's okay for me to buy. Like that's the rationale that I have in my head. And that ends up being, you know, completely the opposite of what I intended.
You intended to
like
do.
When we were living abroad, they have a lot of thrift stores and charity shops.
Yeah.
And I think the concept of those stores are brilliant because people can get rid of stuff easily. Yeah. And you can get really good things for very cheap. Right. You know? And but because of that, I go nuts.
Yeah,
in these stores.
You do.
Because
it's almost like a treasure hunt almost
as
well, which is
and you
fun.
find like really great finds.
Yeah.
See, that's my problem because I think that I don't buy that many things. When I do go buy something, I go all out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
So even though all these things in the thrift store is cheap and good quality, you end up dropping a lot of cash.
Yeah,
you know?
that's so true.
So, but to be fair, Value Village, I love you so much.
Come to Malaysia. But I think it's really funny for me because, mashallah, my husband, I love him so much. But he's a bit of he likes his things.
Right.
And that's amazing. You know, he is his own person.
Yeah.
So sometimes when we're at the mall, I end up waiting for him.
Yeah. It's
because, and also I think Ashraf is the type where he's very meticulous. Like when he does think about it. Like, oh, do I need this top or do I need these pants, whatever. But then for me, when I look at his closet, it's like, Sang, you have like 15 of the same blue shirt. You know? So for me, it's hard for me when he shops because I'm just like, do you really need that?
Right.
But that's the thing. Like, nobody has the right to tell you if you need something or not.
Right. Unless
Unless you truly have a problem and
Yeah.
you have like, unless you should be on the show Hoarders, then that's like, I don't know how people live in conditions like that. If you guys have not seen the show Hoarders, and you have a strong stomach, I recommend that you watch Hoarders. The other thing that you should watch is Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners, OCC. You can like YouTube it. It's a British show where these super OCD, they are diagnosed with OCD. They go and they clean these hoarders' homes. Yeah. And mashallah, it teaches me so much about how much stuff I have,
right,
and how much I just need to clean it out.
Yeah.
That's a really good show. After I watch shows like that, I want to clean my own apartment. And one of the methods, if you guys are interested in like decluttering, the minimalists have this really cool method. They call it a packing party. Okay. Where you literally pack all your belongings. This is a bit extreme, but it's fun. I think I've never done it. But you pack all your belongings into like cardboard boxes as if you're going to move. Right. And you label everything, obviously, so you know where everything is. And then every time you need something, you go to a box and you take it out. So you live as if you're packed, if you can, for 30 days. At the end of the 30 days, whatever is still packed, you get rid of it. Right. Whatever is out and you have used it in the 30 days, you get to keep. Right. And I am so tempted to do that. And at first I was thinking to myself, oh, Ashraf's going to get rid of so much stuff. Like our apartment's going to be so empty. But just this past weekend, I was looking at my apartment. I want to safely say 90% of what we have is my stuff. And I feel really embarrassed. Like, if we have 2 bookshelves, one shelf is of Ashraf stuff, and all the other shelves are all mine.
You mean like one?
Just one shelf, and everything else is mine. So I think one of my goals at the end of 2019 is to do a packing party.
Okay. Good luck.
Have fun. Will you help me?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
Just pack my stuff into boxes.
It's like a lot of work.
But I'm a short-term action for long-term gain.
Your long-term gain.
But you're my sister.
Sure. Yeah, so stuff.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Good stuff. I think, what are some of the big takeaways that we can take away from stuff?
If you don't need to buy it, don't buy it. For my rule is that if I see something that I want, and if I'm still thinking about it for 2 days after that, and I can see myself using it for, for good, because I like to draw, it's like, oh, do I need that pen? Do I need that brush? If I still think about it and I know I'm going to use it, then I'll let myself buy it. But if not, and, clothes wise, if I know it's like a staple, like these black Uniqlo pants, I will buy them. But then, yeah, so think about it. Are you truly going to use it? If it's like an impulse buy, I know it's called an impulse buy for a reason, but stop that impulse. Stop because it. You don't need it.
Something that I've started doing very similar to your method is if I see something in the store that I think I want, need, or I've convinced myself that I have to have it, I pick it up and I walk around the store with it. So there's the speakers I want. So I pick up the speakers and I continue doing my shop, whatever. And at the end of it, if I am still holding it, I ask myself, this is so troublesome for me to just like be holding on to this. Do I really want this in my life? Right. Like I've just been holding it for 20 minutes and I'm already annoyed. Right. Do I need this in my life? And usually I tend to put it back.
Good for you.
Yeah. I don't take a shopping cart or a trolley. I just literally hold it. Once I was holding like 5 books. In the end, I'm like, I don't need any of these 5 books. And I put it back down.
That being said, don't deprive yourself of the joy of,
Exactly.
It's a temporary high and sometimes you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think buy that book, buy that speaker if you think you're going to use it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I just like completely contradicted myself.
It's fine. But yeah, experiences are really good if you want. Like, sorry, I just want to add on. But your birthday's coming up. Yeah. So is mine because we share the same one. But this year, if you're planning on buying me something, I don't know if you are, but I have recently found that I prefer experiences to things. Right. So I don't need like another book. I don't need another notebook, whatever. I just want time with you. Okay. Where we go and do something fun that we've never done before or go out for a nice meal. For me, experiences have now trumped things.
Totes. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to this episode.
If you guys have any comments about things, hoarding, if you have any methods that you have tried that you'd love to share with other people, please let us know and comment them down below.
Yeah, so thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Assalamualaikum. Bye.